We Newfoundlanders and Labradorians know too well of the profound impact of the First World War on the Dominion of Newfoundland, its sons and daughters. I'm certain Spirit of Newfoundland Dinner Theatre, in all its years, never mounted a production involving something as delicate as the story of the Newfoundland Regiment at Beaumont Hamel. To this day, what happened on that bright July morning outside the tiny French village stirs the viscera of many Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Spirit's writers must have struggled with finding the right balance between humor and pathos. The music would take care of itself. However, dinner theater isn't dinner theater without comedy. But what's funny about a catastrophe? Finding the correct amount of fun and injecting it respectfully was important. Spirit succeeded beautifully in this. One of the most seamless examples is a scene where two soldiers, played by Keith Power and John Williams, discuss writing letters to the folks back home. When Power's character admits he doesn't know how to write, but wants to send a letter to his mom, Williams offers to write his letters for him. Their poignant conversation is followed immediately by a scene where the son's first letter is received by his mother and father, played by Shelley Neville and Peter Halley. Much laughter results when it becomes obvious the kind friend has taken the opportunity to praise himself to the hilt and request chocolates from the young soldier's parents in the bargain. Where Once They Stood, with one exception, follows the obvious timeline from first recruitment rally at the CLB Armory in St. John's to the playing of the last post at Beaumont Hamel after the devastating battle.
Now when I was a young man, I carried me back, and I lived a free life of a rover.
The exception that allowed for the telling of our regiment's participation at Gallipoli was a 1975 Dardanelles campaign 60th anniversary celebration at Scruffy Murphy's Pub in Sydney, Australia. Thanks to full cast and audience participation in Tie-Me Kangaroo Down sport, it became one of the production's most boisterous scenes. Where Once They Stood carved out a significant role for women players. It made sense, given the tremendous support the war effort received from women at home and abroad. On the home front, they replaced men in the workforce while raising families and managing households. They wrote letters, knit socks, and sewed shirts for soldiers. And they were the ones who stayed strong for everyone else. The production also gave performers, including veterans Sheila Williams and Peter Halley, an opportunity to show some acting range in heart-rending dramatic monologues, a device used to carry the narrative forward. These contrasted with lighter moments such as Shelley Neville's and Sheila Williams' tongue-twisting duet, Sister Susie's Sewing Shirts for Soldiers, and a version, with some choreographed shimmying, of The Maple Leaf Forever, sung to Newfoundland troops mistaken for Canadians by an English ladies' welcoming committee. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention two scenes that made me, and I suspect other audience members, choke up. As the young Blue Puttees marched off to the strains of Keep the Home Fires Burning, and towards the vessel that would take them to England, two mothers, Sheila Williams and Shelley Neville, show the heartbreak that all mothers must feel when confronted by the reality of their children going off to a war from which they may not return.
No, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. No, don't say what. Don't say what it. No, because we have to be strong for them now. The face that we show them has to carry them through all those lonely nights. They'll be frightened to death, so we must push through our tears now. We'll smile and wave, and we say, I love you, Brian County. I love you, Joy. Don't forget to write. Don't each other, Darlene. I'll see you Christmas time because you have to come back and cut down the tree. I love you, Darlene. Godspeed.
The second scene, played by Keith Power, John Williams as young infantryman, and Peter Halley as commanding officer, takes place on the eve of the Battle of Beaumont Hamel. Two very scared young men look to their superior for comfort and reassurance. "Sir, are we going to be okay?" An answer is given, beautifully and with compassion. One sentence of the officer's response contained the most powerful 10 words of the entire production. "I think we are going to be better than okay," he said. The evening's meal began with a salad course featuring summer spinach, julienne yellow and orange pepper, shavings of roasted beetroot and grated smoked cheddar. Toasted cumin and lemon vinaigrette gave the salad extra zip. It was the first time I'd seen an Asian twist employed with Spirit's cod entree. Hoisin sauce gave the fish a sweet, gingery flavor with slight tang. Despite having to turn out a massive number of plates, Spirit's kitchen produced cod that was flaky and moist. Spirit's roast chicken came with a stuffing of caramelized onions and sautéed apple. Delicious mushroom gravy made the meal taste even better. Chicken and gravy cries out for fluffy mashed potatoes. Potato would have been enough produce for me, but complimentary carrots and broccoli were good too. Appetizer and mains were served before the performance began. Dessert arrived during intermission. Spirit's screech cake, which I've tasted many times, was presented a little differently. This time it was drizzled with caramel sauce and a spoonful of partridgeberry gastrique. It got no complaints from me, nor did the evening. Once again, Spirit of Newfoundland lived up to its promise to deliver a dinner theater experience by, for, and about a people proud and strong from Newfoundland. Spirit of Newfoundland Productions can be booked by calling 709-579-3023.